You can spend millions of dollars on a renovation and still end up with an interior that looks cheap. Or you can invest 10 times less and create the effect of a high-end home. So why does this happen? And it's not about the budget at all, but about the mistakes that almost everyone makes. Today I'll show you 9 of the most common mistakes and tell you how to fix them. Hi, my name is Olena and I'm an interior designer with over 10 years of experience. I see these mistakes every day, even in homes that cost millions. And this video will help you save tens of thousands of dollars and save your time and nerves. One of the most common mistakes is doing renovations in stages. Today you decide to update one room, then another one later on. And in the end, the whole house ends up in different styles. By the time you finish the renovation in the last room, it definitely won't match the first one. And it'll definitely be more expensive because it's always cheaper to buy materials in bulk. Take flooring, for example. Replacing parquet in just one room is much more expensive than buying for the whole house. But the main pitfall isn't even that. When you decide to buy more of the same parquet for the other rooms, that collection might be out of stock, or it might just be a different batch. And it will be significantly different from the previous one. And that's when those awful transition strips appear. A very common mistake is visual noise. When people try to show off luxury and combine everything at once, panels, molding, lighting, different textures, and art from different eras. The result isn't luxury, but overload and complete lack of taste. Real luxury is all about the accent. 1 or 2 expressive elements, everything else calm and concise. A single chandelier in the center of a room makes corners dark and visually shrinks the space. Light is a powerful tool that controls the atmosphere of a home. General, accent, or soft diffused, these are 3 levels of lighting that create a cohesive interior. When lighting scenarios are well planned, the space literally comes alive and adapts to your mood. Door handles, textiles, dishes, bedding, everything we touch. It seems like small things, but it's the touch that creates the feeling of home. Quality is felt not with the eyes, but with the hands. A sofa and armchairs from the same collection is an interior design trap. When all the furniture is bought as a set, it's immediately clear that there wasn't enough imagination for anything else. Combinations from different collections look much more interesting. But there's a catch here. It's very important to maintain the right balance. If the colors are different, then the fabric texture should match. If you use different fabrics, the colors must be harmoniously selected. It's a very fine line, but the effort is definitely worth it. I very often see people buying dining chairs with high backs. But in real life, and especially while eating, no one actually leans back on them. And they look bulky and outdated, like something from the Tsarist era. Chairs with a backrest reaching about the shoulder blades look much sleeker. Large art pieces, including paintings, almost always look more expensive than dozens of small frames on a wall. But if you already have small photos or children's drawings, for example, that are dear to your heart and you want to keep, you can always mat them and turn them into a stylish composition. Small items should always be grouped together. They need a base. For example, a tray for cosmetics in the bathroom, a tray for bottles in the kitchen, or identical boxes for children's toys. When items are gathered, the interior looks much tidier. If you have a home library, the shelves can sometimes look overloaded. To fix this, you need to establish a rhythm. Place some books vertically, some horizontally, some at an angle, add large decor, and be sure to leave some breathing room. Sometimes it's worth wrapping multicolored books in identical covers. And that alone looks very stylish. Clear out the clutter, add different lighting scenarios, update tactile details, and your interior will feel completely fresh. Sometimes small touches yield huge results. And most importantly, don't be afraid of simplicity. A minimalist look almost always appears more expensive. Subscribe, and I'll show you design tricks that make an interior truly cozy. There's a lot of interesting stuff ahead.